So who's enjoying PorcFest this time around? Yeah! So how many people out there, this is their second or more they've been to, right? How many of you have been instrumental in bringing somebody else to this event? Bunch of you? I bet we could do an even better job, right? We can be sparks to ignite the fires of freedom in our community.
I'm Tarrin Lupo, and we are about to do the Agorist pitch. It's basically a pitch-style game show that probably you've seen on TV where they have investors who sponsor businesses. Well, these are Agorist businesses, which means they don't ask permission from the government. They practice without permits. They act like free people.
One needs to bring me a drink.
I just had to do that.
My idea is called agoramall.com, and it's a multifaceted approach to the idea of expanding the agorist movement. The idea is basically to create a virtual mall that would allow for various agorist businesses to sign up and become a storefront in that mall.
I'm trying to start a home business. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm recently divorced, single mom, and I unschool my children. And I'm trying to start this home business so that I can keep them home and out of public school.
I reached out to people that have been into Bitcoin from the beginning in New Hampshire, asked them, will you come to my house? Will you do like a little Tupperware party for Bitcoins at my house? Because my friends will pay you to come and teach us what to do. And unfortunately, they didn't want to, I couldn't find anybody to do it.
And what we're doing is we're building Bitcoin mining computers that are automated so that non-geeks, people who aren't geeks like myself and my partner, can get into Bitcoin mining. We want to make it accessible and make it easy because it's a big barrier to entry for the mining space. People can buy Bitcoins easily now. That's one way to acquire Bitcoins. But a really important way is the mining part of it.
Who out there has interacted with the government through the Freedom of Information Act and had a great time? Nobody. If you've had a bad time, make some noise. Okay, I want to help you.
If they get to the top rounds and the judges like them, they will win this wonderful prize from Roberts & Roberts, which is a solid gold piece, a Liberty dollar, which they no longer make anymore. They've been deemed an illegal coin, and you're not even allowed to sell it. So it's probably worth a lot more than the gold value. And second prize is $1,000 of Bitcoins from our friends over at bitcoinstore.com. Third prize is $500 of silver bars. And those are also from our friends over at Roberts & Roberts. 20 ounces about.
So I'm not going to pitch the electronic cigarette hash oil thing. That's only for Colorado people. So come to Colorado if you'd like to partake this winter. We got great slopes for snowboarding. What I was going to talk about is kind of a toss-up. Jordan Page and I were sitting in the back, and he wanted me to pitch the politician blow-up dolls.
1 minute warning.
Okay, my third one is industrial hemp hop. It's hemp that grows the more socially acceptable hop bud. So gets a little more acceptance. A second dimension of the game, which is a little more tied to the agorism, are the challenge cards. So this card has a bunch of data, you compete, but you can then debate other players on the merits of their organisms using all these categories. So cost, profit, risk in this free market environment in the future where anything's possible and you define what the value is and you compete on your way down. And
time.
I wish to be a leader in the high-tech, user-friendly indoor plant equipment. Specifically, I'm looking to take the best parts of microcontrollers and sensors and put together a set it and forget it system where a lot of the guesswork in marijuana growing can be taken out.
So we're going to launch on the Bitcoin Talk Forum just like the Silk Road did, and from there we will make history, bringing the crypto space into the physical space. Thank you very much, PorcFest.
Thank you very much. You ladies and gentlemen ready to start this show? Yeah, we're excited. Let me explain the rules.
It should be fun because it's going to be like the old-fashioned gong show where Ernie Hancock's one of the judges, Angel Clark and Meghan, and they basically, instead of a gong, they use a taser. So if you get tased, you're out of the competition. A little crack, crack, crack noise. And I'm hoping it'll be a lot of fun and entertaining.
I don't want him to tase me, though, so I'm going to stop right here. How's that?
Check.
Okay, please give me the taser. Please, please. Thank you.
Oh, don't tase me, bro.
How many of you have a liberty message that you need to get out? Raise your hands. But you're too nervous to speak in front of a crowd like this. You want to be on Ernie's or Angel's radio show, but you're too nervous. You need me. You need the Liberty Speech Coach.
Everybody here? We're paying attention now? All right. Our fabulous judges. Angel Clark runs the Angel Clark Show. Agorist. Got some fans out there. You also know her from her articles on the Examiner. She promotes Agorist businesses as well. She has some of her own on the side. Meghan Lords, raise your hand. She's got quite the fan base. She works for Roberts & Roberts. Roberts & Roberts are supplying 2 of the prizes tonight, the gold prizes. Tim Fry was supposed to be here. Some of you guys remember him from last year, and he was going to judge, but personal emergency came up, so he sent Megan, who works for him, to do the judge. Since it's their money they're giving away, they get a judge. So Megan's going to be judging. And, of course, we have Ernest Hancock at the end. How many of you guys know Ernie? Ernest Hancock from Freedom Phoenix. And also, as well, declare your independence. If you listen to LRN every morning, you'll hear his voice that's amplified by lots and lots of caffeine or something. I don't know what you do every morning, but he is ready. So, ladies and gentlemen, why don't the judges test their mics before we begin? Go ahead and turn them on. Say hi to the crowd. Just say a little bit about yourself. And we'll start the first pitch.
Hi.
You're listening to The Liberty Beat, your daily source for liberty news and activist updates. Online at thelibertybeat.com.
That wasn't supposed to play right when I came up, so I decided to just roll with it. So my Agorist business, which is actually an Agorist business, it's not an LLC or publicly traded. It's an Agorist business. It's called The Liberty Beat. It's your daily source for liberty news and activist updates. Tell me if you've heard The Liberty Beat out there in the audience. Give it up. The Liberty Beat plays every day on LRN.FM and the pirate stations associated. Also plays on 90.1 FM in Austin, Texas. I've already been doing the Liberty Beat for quite some time now, going on a year. It plays every single day. There's 6 news stories that we cover. We broke the Prism story. We break a lot of news before Alex Jones breaks the news, because he also has a show there on 90.1. We break news before the local media breaks the news. And we also have activist updates. Like every time Antonio Beeler gets arrested, you'll hear it first on the Liberty Beat. We just recently launched a website. It's a written version of all the stories at thelibertybeat.com. Some of the stories get thousands of views. We broke the story when Adam Kokesh was arrested there in Philadelphia most recently. So one of the things that I think sets this apart, not only is it already in operation and it's already monetized, but we have people that are working for us at the Liberty Beat. These are Agorist individuals that are getting paid $15 a day to write a couple stories for me. I want to increase that. The money that I make from this, if I win from the lovely judges here, will go to supply these activists with more money so they can help expand the Liberty Beat. We're going to start mixing in a sovereign living tip of the week to play on the Liberty Beat during the show. So I think it's absolutely important that the activist movement have a news source that's short and consumable, 5 minutes. I like to spend my time actually building things and doing things, not listening to the news. So it's great to get the news in a short, consumable manner. We just launched this website at thelibertybeat.com that has all the stories. The show is monetized. My car broke down. I took it to the body shop, Capital City Automotive, and I bartered for Liberty Beat sponsorships to fix the car so I can continue to take my family around. Additionally, we have a barter with the local farmers market where we get $200 worth of vegetables every month. This helps to feed my children's belly. This is an example of agorism in action, not asking permission, unlicensed, zero taxes, growing more agorists, growing the agorist movement, and helping to benefit my life, not using Federal Reserves or nothing. So with the money that I can make from this, I'm going to use it to bring on another writer, to bring on a marketing department, and to help expand the Liberty Beat, and to grow the people that can further agorism through the Liberty Beat. So I hope you guys support the Liberty Beat. Check it out at thelibertybeat.com. You can hear it tomorrow morning as I produce the Rise Up radio show live. And it plays again in Austin, reaching tens of thousands, potentially hundreds of thousands of people. I need these resources in order, again, to hire these new reporters. The Liberty Beat's already monetized, about $500 a month right now. With a little bit of extra support, I can bring in $2,000 a month. Once I fill all the advertising slots, I'll double them, bring in $4,000, all the while hiring more people and expanding the counter economy.
1 minute warning.
The Liberty Beat, peace and freedom. Support the agorist market. Genuine agorism, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, Angel Clark.
Well, I actually hear the Liberty Beat before my show most days, so it's like the news break that's during my show. And John talks the talk and walks the walk. He lives the life, and the fact that he's going to be bringing more people into the business and expanding it and getting more agorist news out there, I'm going with a 5.
All right, John has the Z5.
Yeah, I really admire your motivation, and yeah, there's already a lot of sources of news that have like kind of like little blips, and you do need that kind of format to get that information out, and I think there needs to be more of that. So I'm going to go with a strong 4. Strong.
All right, 4.
I would have given you a 4.8, but since I'm not allowed, I'll give you a 5. But I tell you, you would have got a solid 5 if you would have showed me the iPad.
Yeah, well, all right, so scores 15. The next one should be fun. Ingrid Dean, business name is Chickens. Ingrid, where are you at? Ingrid Dean, here she comes. All right. Brought the chickens with her. Okay. 5. Go ahead. All right, time is starting. Go ahead, Ingrid.
Hey all, my name's Ingrid. I'm going to cut straight to the chase. I want to start a poultry Agorist business, and that means no inspection, no license, no tax exempt status, no taxes, none of that bullshit. I'm not going to seek permission from the state. I'm not going to be giving money to the state. And you might be asking, how the hell is this possible? Well, if you raise less than 20,000 chickens in my state, you don't need a license. You don't need to have the fucking agents on your property. It's just you. You don't need any of that bullshit. So, and Tarrin told me, make this entertaining. He was like, get some chickens, but I don't have no money. I don't have no chickens. So I got this fake chicken. so give it up.
Crowd likes it. The crowd likes it.
Okay, but let me get down to business. So in Maryland, I have access to 18 acres, which is in farm territory. I have access to lumber to build the coops. Yeah, fucking chickens. So I have land. I can build the coops. So I have money for that. The things I need are I need money to buy starter chickens, the feed, and the heater, and encumber like less than $1,000, and I can get this business started. So next year at PorcFest, I can have some frozen chickens. I can bring them here. I can sell it. So you don't want me to be like next year being like, where's my dragons or where's my chickens? So please, I need the money. So thank you.
All right. Says for $1,000 she can start her chicken business. She's got everything else. Here you go.
So,
Angel Clark, what do you think?
Well, my one question is, so when not at PorcFest, are you going to sell these locally?
Yes.
And we're talking, you're going to make sure that they're fed the right food and all that jazz?
Yes. I'm going to be feeding the chickens, no dead chickens.
Okay. All right. And also I have to add that she's actually the first person that listened when Tarrin said make it entertaining. So I'm giving her a 5.
Yeah, I have to say I love the I love the chicken setup. That's great, and I really like the potential for this to be able to, avoid all of the taxation and all of the crap that goes along with that, and really make these healthy chickens accessible to people in lower socioeconomic status. So, yeah, that's great. I give it a 5.
2 5s.
Thank you.
Oh.
5. This, I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Amongst all the entertainment and so on, is that she had a plan. She knew what she wanted to do, where she was going to do it. She checked on how to do it. She's going to do it. She knows what she needs to do it. She's asking for the stuff to do it, and we're going to get some benefit at the end of her doing it. So I'm like, 5.
Perfect score. Well done. Thank you very much. All right, our next contestant is Davi Barker. Agorist Psychological Experiments.
Are we going? My name is Davi Barker, but that's not terribly important. What agorism fundamentally is the willingness to do what it takes to manifest a free society, even if it's illegal, as long as it's ethical. Now, most agorists focus on commerce, and if you read about agorism, that tends to be the first step, but we've already proven commerce. You look out here, we have a proof of concept. It's time for agorism to move forward beyond commerce. So, essentially what I want to do is, if you look at the last 30 years, nothing has changed our approach to authority more than the Stanford Prison Experiment and the Milgram Experiment. How many people know what those are? Excellent. So, the problem with those experiments is that they do not stand up to scientific rigor because they've never been repeated. And the reason that they've never been repeated is because after the conclusions were found, the state changed the ethical guidelines and prevented them from ever being repeated. So what I'm suggesting is that we need to perform criminal psychological experiments that study obedience to authority with the ethic of voluntarism, but not the ethics of the state. So, I want to do dozens of these. I want them to be on YouTube. I want them to be in the mainstream, and I want everyone to be commenting on them and discussing them and writing papers and books about them. But the first one that I want to do is I want to study how much police brutality can the average American witness before they're willing to intervene. Now, I think it's a lot. And if we've watched the Stanford Prison Experiment and we watched the Milgram Experiment, we might believe that people are willing to watch police murder people. Okay? So I have a couple of ideas on the ways that this can be done safely. Essentially, you need a Confederate subject, and you need a Confederate officer, and you need to stage an arrest amongst some people. My original, can I get a zap? Can you zap the taser for me? My original idea was that we would have a fake taser. We would pay an homage to the Milgram Experiment, and we would have the officer, in the most brutal way, tase the subject with a fake taser, but a real sound, and we would have one of our activists that knows what a taser feels like to show us. There's another possibility, and that is that we can bring the subject into a room with the officer. The officer can then walk out of the room, and they will see a surveillance video on the other side of the door of the officer brutalizing a subject. This will be a fake video, but all they have to do to intervene is open the door. So they never have to touch the officer, nobody has to be in any physical danger, but if they open the door, they've intervened. So I would like... essentially, I see this as having some of our celebrity activists involved. I'd like our cop blockers and our Peaceful Streets activists to be playing the Confederate subject because they know what it's like to confront a police officer, and so they can give us a realistic performance. But I would also like our conscientious objectors, our soldiers turned anarchists, to play the cops because they know what a drill sergeant acts like, and they can give us a realistic performance. So I also want to consult with our scientific community. For example, Dr. Stephanie Murphy from Free Aid and Dr. Michael Humer, who gave a speech on the psychology of authority yesterday. And then I want to repeat this experiment over and over and over and over again. And I want to create a sequel to things like Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. And I want to create franchises of things like Sovereign Living. And I want them to become part of the mainstream culture. So we're not just talking about 2 experiments. We're talking about 12 experiments. We're talking about 100 experiments so that we can show beyond a shadow of a doubt that power corrupts absolutely.
All right, Angel, what do you think about his psychological experiments getting funded?
I love this. This is amazing. I mean, seriously, because we say all these things and people just kind of look at us like you guys are just throwing things out and you're making too much of a big deal out of this. So the concept of some kind of proof that this happens, 5.
Yeah, the only way to test the validity of an ideology or an idea is to test it rigorously. And we haven't seen more tests of things like the Milgram experiment and Stanford prison experiments. And we have these isolated cases that we can tell people about, but we don't have more to build on. And we really do need that. We need the science behind it. And yeah, 5. Loved it.
I love it. I know exactly where this is going to go.
Come on, give me some Simon, Ernie.
I want to, oh, you're getting some Simon. I'm sandwiching, man. I love it. I want to support you. Anything Davi Barker does, I want to be part of. I'm going to help. I'll be a subject. I'll be the cop. I don't care. The thing is, I didn't hear a business plan. Where's the money going to this?
I'm consulting with our scientific community.
Is it making
You're
YouTube?
the money. I'm pitching you, man. Give me the money.
I was going to do that anyway. Are we going for a profit business, or is it just a pitch to get money?
It's agorism,
5,
baby.
Davi got my money.
5. All right, first perfect score of the night.
Can I do a quick appendix? Since I'm already scored, can I just give a quick sort of closing statement? You are all already participating in a psychological experiment on authority. Perhaps you've seen these lovely badges from copblock.org. This is a fundraiser for CopBlock. These are based on the Keene Police badge. And right now, everybody knows nobody's a cop, and everybody knows if you are a cop, you're not speaking up. But when you go home, if you bought one of these badges, pay attention to the way your family and friends and relatives and strangers on the street react to this piece of aluminum.
Ladies and gentlemen, first perfect score of the night, Davi Barker. All right, the highest scores of the night. Davi Barker, step up. Ingrid and John Bush, you were the leaders at 15, 15, and 14. We had a lot of 13s, but you were the top 3. The judges only do so much on this show. The audience is going to decide who gets the top prize, the second prize, and the third prize. Where is the Ingrid chicken lady? Does she not want her money? There she comes. We're going to do this old school. I'm going to walk behind someone. When I raise my hand, you yell if you like the idea. The person that gets the most noise gets the gold. Let me remind you, before you go, this prize of the Liberty Dollar, a very, very illegal coin, was given to us by our fine friend Tim Fry at Roberts & Roberts. If you're going to buy gold or silver, you need to support someone that supports this community. You understand? Yeah? Next time you buy your silver, see Megan here. She'll talk to you. Tim is the only guy I buy from, and I believe Ernie buys from with his dime, right? That's where you get your dimes from? Yeah. Tim's one of us. He's been here, so don't forget him. So let's find out. We're going to start with the gold prize first. Who's going to make the biggest noise? Well, Ingrid and her chicken. John Bush. Thank you. Davi Barker. I think we have for our winners. Come on over. Davi Barker, tell us how you're going to spend it.
I'm going to prove that power corrupts absolutely.
All right, thank you very much. The next one will be presented by Eric. Eric, you want to step up? Our friend Eric Voorhees, if you want to know something about Bitcoin, please talk to him. I'm going to go back through these two. We're going to yell again. Eric is going to present $1,000 in Bitcoins given to us by our fine friends over at bitcoinstore.com. Please remember, you have all these awesome Bitcoins, and sometimes it's just really nice to be able to buy stuff easily. So you can go and buy any kind of electronic you can think of for the same price you get over at Amazon with a 0% markup. Is there anything you want to say that I missed?
No, I think everyone's been talking about Bitcoin quite enough, so I'll just let it keep going.
I mean, the Bitcoin store. Good?
Yeah, all go good.
All right, I got everything. Here we go. For number 2, $1,000 in Bitcoins. Ingrid? Or John Bush? All right, John Bush. Go ahead, and right there is the electronic on his phone, the big prize. $1,000 in Bitcoins going through. Why that's going on? The money is to do with what you'll please. What are you going to do with $1,000?
The $1,000 will go to directly go for my reporters and for someone to help with marketing. So the money's not going to go to benefit myself. It's going to go to spread agorism to other individuals so they can live off the white market and participate in black and gray markets. Fuck the state!
And if you've seen these lovely things, I can barely pick them up, 10-ounce bars each, 20 ounces of silver, goes to our good luck with your chickens, Miss Ingrid. And what would you like? We expect some eggs for that. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our competition. Please talk to these wonderful people that are starting businesses. Maybe even though you might not have won, you might have caught the ear of an investor. Good luck. Enjoy PorcFest.